Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before we dive into today's episode, which is Shannon and Beador reacting to John Janssen's tell all interview, which I'm shocked at, like John Janssen, Johnny J, I thought you didn't want the spotlight. I thought that's why you didn't want to settle. You were tired of having your name in the press, and that's why you couldn't be with Shannon because she's a celebrity and on camera. Johnny J, you're just a hot mess. We're tired of you. We're Team Shannon. Okay. She's also talking about the 60K settlement and why she was hurt by Heather Dubrow. Now, I still do like Heather Dubrow. However, the past 2 years or so, her past few seasons haven't been great. I don't think she's in a good place. I think she's unhappy. I don't know why she aligned herself with Tamara of all people. Wrong road, bad move. But we'll get into it. But before we do that, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. So this is according to Reality Blurb. It says the latest season of The Real Housewives of Orange County is over, but the tea is still flowing. As most people know, John Janssen, the man who doesn't want fame, recently did a solo interview where he dished on all things Shannon Beador. Now, the star is reacting and discussing how much she paid him in the recent lawsuit settlement. Of course, this all comes after John filed a lawsuit against Shannon for $75,000. According to him, he loaned her the money for a facelift and said she was having money issues at the time. This was one of the biggest storylines from the latest season of Real Housewives of Orange County. Shannon was recently on Jeff Lewis Live for an interview. When Jeff asked what she thought of the interview John did, she said, "I don't care. Do your interview, whatever you need to say, and then go away. I paid you your money. Go away. I don't want to talk to you about you anymore." Side note, it's ironic that John's whole, narrative, BS narrative was Shannon, is telling everybody that she paid for everything. Shannon's disparaging my name and reputation. I just want everybody to know that I'm a good guy. The way for you to have done that, John Janssen, would have been to say, okay, you know what? I gave her this money for a facelift. I gave her this money for bills because I'm such a good guy, because I did not freeload from her. I'm just going to let her keep this money. That is what a real man who is actually a good man, who actually doesn't financially abuse and exploit women in their lives, which he allegedly did to her for years, would have done. The way that you clean up your reputation, the way that you prove to the world that you're a good guy who doesn't mute off of other women for money, is to have just said, "It's fine, Shannon. It's fine. You keep the money. I did this for you. We were together. It's cool." But you suing her for this money proves that everything Shannon said about you was right. You proved her point. You are a garbage human being. You are a garbage man. You took money from her, used her up, and when you couldn't use her up anymore, you threw her away for the Alexis Bellino version, which, whatever, kind of ridiculous. But you suing this woman for money proves everything she said about you. And now you're out here still doing interviews. That's why you didn't want to sign the non-disparage clause, because you wanted to still do interviews. You wanted to be on press releases. You wanted to be on red carpets. You wanted to be on podcasts, TV shows. You still wanted your 15 minutes of fame. And that's why you didn't want to sign the clause. Not because you didn't want Shannon to talk, but because you wanted to be able to talk. Boy, bye. Anyway. Shannon also says she did not listen to the interview. However, she did want to clarify Alexis Bellino's claims about John granting her a discount. She said, his attorney said, Can she just go up a couple of grand? I go, listen, it's 60K, and if he doesn't take that, I'll see him in court. Elsewhere in the interview, and I've never heard about a discount in a settlement claim. Alexis, girl, bye. Elsewhere in the interview, Shannon said that she was upset with Heather Dubrow for going out to dinner with John and Alexis. She explained, When I said hello to Heather at the restaurant after the reunion, I said, I just want to let you know it really hurt my feelings to know that you went out to dinner after the finale party with John. You know, I thought that we were okay, and to know that you were like going out. I agree. Heather Dubrow, you were dead wrong for that. You want to be up Tamara's butt for whatever reason. I know you're going through it, Heather. I think that you're really unhappy in your own life, and that stinks. And I want you to get some help, and I want you to get through it. But Tamara going out with Alexis and John, horrible. Heather, you going out with Alexis and John, also horrible. Like, no type of loyalty, no type of shame. And why are you going to Tamara to get permission to tell Shannon about what John said? You're your own woman, Heather. I thought. If I was Shannon, I wouldn't mess with Tamara or Heather ever again in life. They both could be deaded at that point. No, thank you. Okay. Elsewhere in the interview, okay. Shannon also says that she intended to bring this up at the reunion, but she didn't have the chance with how they filmed it this time around. Of course, she also discussed John admitting to Heather and other cast members that he heard her accident as it happened. Shannon went on to say, I spoke to Bryce, who interviewed him. He called me just to let me know that the interview was coming out. John knows him because, of course, I introduced them, and I guess John requested him to do this interview. She then said that she planned to listen to the interview and that she knew it wouldn't upset her because she no longer cared anymore. This is the thing. This is the thing. Oh, and there's also an article about Alexis Bellino talking about, if she'll come back and blah, 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 blah. Let's see what that is all about. Okay, so here we go. John Janssen spoke of Shannon Beador's money struggles and addressed claims of fat shaming her during an interview earlier this week, while also gushing over his relationship with Alexis Bellino, teasing her potential return to the show, and defending the timeline of a $75K lawsuit against Shannon. In addition to the $380K and her 2 times of needs, one where it was told to me that it was just a cash flow issue and that she would pay me back in 2 months, she needed money for her facelift. I wired her $40K and then a promissory note thereafter, Dawn recalled during an interview with Entertainment Tonight. She got irate at the promissory note and sent me a long email stating how much money she made and how, of course, she would pay me back. This was a loan between a boyfriend and a girlfriend. So Shannon knew it was a loan and had never made any attempts to pay it back. According to John, he also loaned Shannon money after their 2022 split. I don't even care what he said. Okay. Regarding the situation, he said to the same thing as Shannon saying to Alexis now, John clarified that relationships are very different. Anyway, that's stupid. I don't care, John. I don't care what John has to say. I don't care what Alexis has to say. I am team Shannon all the way. Again, just to break it down, I think that John Janssen, you proved Shannon's point. All you cared about was fame. You used her for fame and money. When you got tired of using her for fame and money, you discarded her for Alexis, who you thought was an upgrade, and then you wanted to use Alexis for fame and money. Now you're out here doing interviews with Entertainment Tonight. I thought you wanted a private life. Boy, bye. Regarding Alexis coming back, I personally don't want her to come back. I don't think we need her. I think she did the absolute most last season. She came in being John's mouthpiece, did herself a complete disservice. So I don't think we need her back. Like, Shannon is at peace. She settled the lawsuit. She's no longer dealing with John Janssen. She's taking accountability for the DUI. She seems to be on a really good trajectory, and I don't know what purpose Alexis would serve on the show. Like, we don't need her. We could also get rid of Emily. We could also get rid of Gina. I don't know what purpose they serve. I'm so tired of Emily being a bulldog and just, bulldozing over people, being in everybody's business, but having nothing to give herself. Gina is a bitter Betty, jealous, jealous person. I don't need Gina around either. She is so two-faced when it comes to Heather. She's so jealous of her. It's sickening to watch. She's only friends with Shannon because she feels like Shannon is a joke, so she doesn't feel threatened by her. I think Tamara needs a long, long pause. She's too toxic and weird and evil. I think we can keep Jen. We can keep Katie. We can keep, we can keep Shannon. I wouldn't mind a little bit of a reboot. I think they had a great season this last season, high ratings, everything with that. But I don't feel like it would be the same next season because the issues and the dynamics are so different now that everything has kind of been buttoned up and settled with Shannon and John, if that makes sense. But I want to know what you guys think about all of this. What do you think about the casting for the upcoming season? Should it remain the same? Should there be a shakeup? And what are your thoughts on Johnny J out here still doing interviews and still, milking Shannon's name for all it's worth? So as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.